What's up, everybody? This is Reardon, and I would love to welcome you to an episode of Tea Time. This one in particular is going to be an Olympia recap, and I have on my Olympia hoodie. This is the one that everybody signed. I meet the Olympians and at the expo afterwards, so check it out. I glittered this. Spread the light, be the lighthouse. Oh, I'm gonna cry. And the other one. I feel like sometimes I just put 4 tea bags in here just so I can open 4 fortunes. Be kind to others, but always be compassionate to yourself. So what's up, everybody? We are a couple weeks past the Olympia, and I feel like I've really given it like a good chance to sink in. And I actually wanted to talk about this a little bit sooner, and I apologize that it's been kind of a long time since we updated you on contest prep and all that stuff, but we're here now and we're updating you. And I really want to talk to you guys about the lessons I've learned, how I took the show, how I took being on stage, my posing routine, my whole prep. And I want to share a little bit of my experience with you about going from 2nd place to 6th place and also being on the biggest stage in the world. And I want to share with you guys a little bit about contest prep and how sometimes the biggest things that you can take away from a show have so little to do with the stage. And I kind of want to just share my experience with you because that's exactly what this prep and this contest was for me. So, first what I want to talk to you about is my actual contest prep. So I actually did this prep with Nikki. She is the other half to AJ, who I normally prep with, but this time I prepped with Nikki, who she takes on all of the girls. And I'll be honest with you, at first, I fought them on this. I was like, no way, not my coach. But I was humbled and enlightened by the end of my experience with her. My contest prep went very, very smooth. And the last couple days when she was in Vegas with us, she was literally right there every second that I needed her. She trained me the last couple times. She was in my hotel room looking me over. It was really nice to have her there in that way. She got total major points from me. And, we learned a lot of lessons together. I feel like we grew together. I feel like not only do I have a new coach, but a new friend. And some of the lessons that we both were able to take away from the Olympia, and they both prepped me for the last 3 years, so I couldn't imagine leaving them and going somewhere else. We've done so much trial and error together, and I just know that even though this was not my show to win and the timing and what we brought was a little bit messed up at the end, I feel like the lessons that we learned this time is going to add to that perfect formula. So I'm not even upset with anything because I know that what we did bring, I can use in my next show. And that's something that I want to encourage you guys to with your coaches. Just because you don't win every show that you do doesn't mean you should write off your coaches. Give them a chance to learn your body and to learn what works for you, and then do better next time. That's all you can do. And that's the name of the game with bodybuilding. Sometimes it's your show and sometimes it's not. But it's always your journey. And that is something that nobody can take away from you. Okay, so I want to take you guys through my show day. So on show day, normally it's a 2-day show, but this time it was a 1-day show. And it was really rushed. And normally we have a little bit longer time to pump up and everything, but we got there and it was time to go right now. You are on at 10 a.m. sharp. And then right after that, men's physique went for their prejudging, and then we already went for our finals and did our routines. And normally it's spread out over 2 days. So it was a different experience. It was pretty rushed, and it was good in that it was done, quick and easy, but I don't know. There's a pro and a con to everything. But it was just, for me, it was a little bit rushed. I didn't really get to enjoy being backstage with everybody, and I kind of even missed the dessert party that we had afterwards. Let me tell you about my dessert though. I got a bunch of shit and I just mushed it together in this awesome cake, and then I wrote Olympia on the top of it. But I'll be honest, by the time we actually got to the Olympia, the whole top of the cake was mushed, and it was just a big red smear. And that's just kind of how it was. But it was still really good. I definitely had a large helping. So my posing routine. I want to tell you a little bit about. So I picked Mariah Carey's Hero, and that was a song that I chose, and I chose it because I feel like the most important part in that song is when she says that, yes, there's a hero in me, but just know that there's a hero in all of you. So when you see me post that song, if you go and watch the routine, my intention behind it was you look at me on stage as a sort of hero in your eyes, but just know that because I can carry on, so can you. So there's a hero in me, but there's also a hero in everybody. So that's really what that song meant to me, and it's really important for me to know that if I can do it, you can do it, and that's what that song was to me. So how did I take the placement? I'm not gonna lie to you, it was pretty tough, and it still is a little bit tough to even talk about the show, because going from 2nd to 6th, is never really fun. It kind of stings, like, no matter how you look at it. And I realized that, I'm still 6th in the world at what I do, which is still great, but I don't compete to play. I don't compete for 6th place. I compete and I train to win. So anything other than a win to me is a loss as far as like trophies and awards go. So that was really, really tough. And the worst part of it for me was coming back home. After all the excitement of Vegas and everything was gone, like coming back home and going to the gym, I was like walking in there like literally with my head down, and like I don't even know why. I was just like a little bit shameful. And I feel like it's because everybody like thought I was gonna win. Like, and I'm sure all the other competitors get this too, but like I wanted to bring this home for like all of my people at LA Fitness Waterford who support me and who love me and who tell me that I'm gonna win, and like a big, huge part of me wanted to bring it home for them. There are some good things that came out of this placing for me. Actually, really good things, like a huge lesson. So I'm on stage, right? And I'm watching the top 5 pose, and I think I may have told you guys this in another video. And I was out of the top 5, and I'm like, whoa, I'm out of the top 5. And like, I haven't been out of the top 5 in like kind of a while. And I put like so much into winning this show. Like I put all of my effort and all of my thoughts and all of this just like motivation into winning. And in that moment when I realized I wasn't even gonna come close, I realized everything else that bodybuilding is to me. And I thought about my hoodie. And I thought about all the signatures on my hoodie. I thought about all the pictures I was taking before the show and then after the show, and I look into the stands and I see all of my fans and my family and all of the Believe shirts and all of the other things that bodybuilding is to me. I thought about the YouTube videos that we made leading up to this and all of the fun that we have making the videos and updating you guys, and just being not only an athlete but also like a YouTuber and a sort of personality and a way of connecting with everybody. And I thought of everything else that bodybuilding is to me in that moment. And it wasn't really until that moment that I thought about it. I only thought about winning. And that was a huge lesson for me to learn. And it was kind of exciting because placing or not, I still wanted to do videos, and placing or not, I got off stage and people still wanted to come meet me and still wanted to come take pictures with me. So in the moment when I felt like I was falling, my tribe and my people were there to catch me. And something that I've always kind of aspired to be, and something that I've always really admired about people like Kai Green and Dana Lynn Bailey, is that they are the people's champ. And this show, I literally felt like the people's champ, and a couple people told me that, and I don't know that that's really an award that you can give yourself and say, oh, I'm the people's champ, but a couple people did come up to me and say that, and they said, you're always #1 to me, and we're always gonna follow you. And I feel like I got a different kind of award at this show. I may have not come home in the top 5, but I came home with something else that I've always wanted. And I just want to thank you guys for making me feel that way, because a lot of you watch my YouTube videos, and yeah, I just want to thank you guys for that this time, because it came at the perfect time, and it gave me the fuel and the fire to keep wanting to do videos and keep wanting to compete. And it took my my motivation off of just always winning all the time. And I just thank you guys for that. A couple big lessons I learned. I kind of already told you that bodybuilding is so much more to me than just the stage. Like, how could all of the stuff that we do, how could you just be validated by 10 minutes on stage? I mean, yes, I know that's when it kind of counts, but for me, there's so much more to it. And so yeah, bodybuilding is just a lot more to me than just the stage. Maybe I put too much into winning, solely winning this time, and I kind of lost sight of everything else until I was on stage losing. Did I realize that? Carbs. I learned a lot about carbs this time. Funny thing. A couple days before the show, they were feeding me like 500 grams of carbs. I know I told you guys that, and I was actually dropping weight. Now, I think the timing of the carbs need to be switched around. However, now we know that I can fit a lot of food. And I know no two preps are ever the same, but it's kind of one of those things where, you know how you always look better the next day, or sometimes you look better the next day, and it's sometimes because you didn't eat and drink enough? Well, now we know how much food I can fit. And so now we know that, now we have a better understanding of where underfed and overfed is for me, and we can try to hit that right in the money next time. Which brings me to my next big, huge lesson. So last year, I got second, and I was really shredded. We heard through a couple judges that they kind of wanted a more fuller look. So we tried to bring that. We tried to bring a more fuller, rounder look. And although we did, sort of, it didn't really pan out the way that, you know, we kind of had hoped it would. So the moral of that lesson for me is come in how you want to come in. Not how the judges, not how other people are telling you to come in. Come in how you want to come in. And how I want to come in and how I'm going to come in next time is conditioned as I can be, because to me that means I worked my ass off. And for me to come in less conditioned means I didn't work as hard. And to me, I don't want that award working less. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to come in as conditioned as I can come in, as crispy and as dry as I can possibly come in, but also a lot fuller than I've ever come in before. So I would encourage you to come in how you envision yourself. Don't try to please anybody else, because the only person that's on stage is you. So the person that you need to be pleasing and the person that you need to be working towards and for is yourself. Yeah, all the signs. So what's funny about, if you guys saw the license plate that said "we did it," that was a sign for me. That was a huge sign for me, because I actually wrote my speech that I was gonna say when I won Miss Olympia, and at the end of it I said "we did it." And that was on one of the license plates where we stayed into the hotel. Now, what I thought about that was coming out of the show as like the people's champ, and still feeling like we did it. And for me, the signs and everything, I was almost mad at them at first. Like, after I got off stage, I was like, what the fuck, 111? Like, why? Like, I was mad at the numbers and I was mad at the signs. But I kind of took a step back and I was like, you know what? Maybe the signs don't always mean that I'm gonna win. Maybe the signs don't always mean that you're gonna get what you want. But maybe the signs mean that you're on the right path. Like, maybe you're in alignment with where you're supposed to be. And it may not be always winning. It may not be always what you want. But it may be the right thing at the right time. And even though you can't see it right now, everything happens for a reason. And don't get me wrong, I'm still believing, and I'm still meditating, and I'm still visualizing that win, because what I do know is that energy in is energy out. And sometimes something small to manifest, like a cup of coffee, is something that's very easy to manifest. Something big, like the Olympia, is gonna take a little bit more energy than a cup of coffee. So it might take me a couple years, and you know what, I'm cool with that. Because I still believe that it's within my power, because it's my dream and I've come really close before. One more little sign that I have to tell you about. The night that we got home from the Olympia, we went to Lucky's Market to go get some food. And on the floor in front of us was a fortune like a little fortune, this one actually, a little fortune that was placed down and it was all stepped on. It's been there all day. It's like nasty. So Ian actually picks it up and this is what it says. We cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. And I was like, man, ain't that the truth right now? And what's also kind of cool is the lucky numbers on the back of this. So 28, I'll be 28 next year. That's kind of cool, right? But the other one is also a number 6. And I thought 6 was pretty cool because my Meet the Olympians table, I was at station 66, and I also got 6th place. Gotta do better next time. That's the name of the game. Sometimes it's your show, sometimes it's not, and you just gotta pick up and keep moving and do better next time. You can't let, you know, one little show beat you down. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about what's coming up next. What's coming up next is a wedding. In 33 days, Ian and I will be getting married on 11/11/17. Super excited. And so we've been planning that and like super stressed out with that because all our families are coming into town and everyone's staying at this big beautiful ranch, and oh my God, it's just like, and like food and tables and chairs and linens and dresses and oh my God. But everything is kind of, the loose ends are getting tied and everything's kind of coming together. I can kind of almost vision the whole wedding in my head now, and it's gonna be amazing and it's gonna be beautiful. And the Arnold is also coming up. That's the next show I will be doing. I'm also gonna tell you that I have not had meat since the Olympia. I've had a lot of cookies, but I've not had any meat. So I will be doing the Arnold Classic vegetarian, and I'm super excited about it because I'm taking on a new challenge, and this is something that I've been kind of wanting to do for a while. So I've been learning a lot about food, and I've been learning a lot about protein sources from plants, and you know, this is a super exciting little path that we're taking. I feel like I'm new again, like reading all the labels on stuff. It's been like, I don't know, kind of fun to learn. Okay, real quick before I end this video, I just want to give out a couple thank yous. So first and foremost, I want to thank my tribe. I want to thank all of you out there, and this includes everybody, like everybody from the judges to all my followers and fans and likes and comments, and even the people who leave bad comments. Thank you guys, because you truly made me the person I am today. And when I stand on stage, you know, I come as one, but I stand as many. And I just want you all to know that you helped create me and help build me up and help me get on stage. So I thank you all, including everyone I'm about to thank too. So of course I want to thank the judges for being fair to me. I don't think that I deserve, you know, I think I deserve the place that I got. And thank you for giving me the words of encouragement that you did even after the show. I appreciate you guys and your fairness and what you do for this industry very, very much. So Ian, my soon-to-be husband, I thank you for your belief in me, and I thank you for pushing me to be more, and I thank you for being a source of inspiration for me, because I want to show you what can be done, and a lot of times I do things for you and for this family, and I just thank you for being the mental support behind my physical effort. Because although you can't do cardio for me, you can pep talk me, that's for sure. I just thank you for believing in me. All my friends and family who came to support me at the Olympia, thank you guys so much for being there. It's so cool to see like familiar faces that you see at home at like the biggest moments in your life. And I just want to thank you guys for being a part of that with me. It's super special. Team Sims, I just want to thank you guys, Nikki and AJ both, for the challenge, the push, the prep, the guidance, being there for me through everything. And I thank you for your patience. And I also thank you guys for teaching me what it means to be limitless. Even if it's through a cardio session, the hardest hit session I've ever done in my life, or to be the best women's physique competitor on the planet. You guys really taught me, I think, the limitless part. I just want to thank you, and I'm really excited to see what we can achieve in the preps to come. Thank you guys. Fit Hustle, thank you for everything you do for me, from my clothes, to the support you give me, to the best friendship you give me, to the ability to spread good vibes and good mantras and good words to the rest of the world. It's been one of the coolest things about bodybuilding for me, is being able to spread, you know, kind of a good vibration, and especially through clothes. And I know that like when people wear our clothes, sometimes it helps them get through a cardio session, and to be a part of that is one of the coolest things about this sport for me. So thank you for all your good vibes. Kenny Wallach, one of my favorite people in this industry, somebody who shares the love and the passion for bodybuilding just like I do. He loves the artwork of posing and the beauty of posing, and it's not just hard flexing, and there's sort of a classical aestheticness to bodybuilding for both of us. And Kenny, thank you for your support and for your love and for your guidance. You are one of my favorite people in this industry, and I know that this thank you doesn't just come from me, it also comes from every single person, every single pose that you've ever touched, because I know that you want everyone to present their best, and it shines through in everybody that you work with. So thank you from me and from all of the other people you work with. Tammy, my suit maker, thank you for making me sparkle on stage. Thank you for making me stand a little taller in my suit, in my uniform. Thank you for allowing me to be a sponsored athlete of yours. It was one of my thoughts that became a thing, and I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to wear one of your suits. OBMT and Sarah Berlin, two people that work on my muscles constantly. Thank you guys for working so closely and so intimately with me, and making sure that I am functioning and that I'm posing correctly and that I feel good. Body work is so important, and you know, you don't really realize it until you don't get it anymore, and until you feel all bound up, and you don't really realize it until you feel so much better after a session. And I just thank both of you, OBMT and Sarah, for your positive words of encouragement, your positive vibrations, and your talent in what you can do with people's muscles. So thank you guys. And Redcon 1. Thank you guys not only for the financial support of being a sponsored athlete, but being part of a company like Redcon is something that is super exciting for me. Somebody asked me to describe what it was like working for Redcon in one word, and the only word I can come up with was evolutionary, because you guys are always evolving, even with your flavors. And walking into your office, it was like Google of supplements, and it's just really cool for me to be around something like that. And you know, the intentions and the morals and the values behind this company is something I want to promote. It's something I want to be a part of. So not only is it cool to be sponsored, but it's really cool to promote them to you guys. Like, I feel really comfortable telling you about them and telling you about the sales and about the products, because the intentions and everything behind them are, you know, really awesome and just really stand up. And I'm proud to be a Redcon athlete, and I just thank you guys for that. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and thank you for keeping up with me through my whole journey. Peace, love, light, good vibes. Believe, keep believing. Okay, what's up everybody? So the plan